You know, I've been very much a loner, bachelor my whole life. And the reason being is I had a situation a long time ago in the military in Tainan Air Base, Taiwan, where I was the assistant crew chief of an F-4D Phantom with a nuclear bomb on it pointed towards Red China. And it was a 340 kiloton nuke. And I was on 5-minute alert to get my plane airborne to drop this nuke, if there was a reason being. Well, unfortunately, the fellow that was the commander of the 405th Fighter Wing also was using the noon siren to announce a nuclear attack, which is pretty stupid, but that's what he did. And it went off at noon one day, and we went out there to scramble, and he didn't know it because the siren went off every day at noon. And one of our pilots freaked and ran out there, and his weapons officers followed him and went out there, and we ran out to the airplanes, and my crew chief slapped me on the back and said, "You send it off." I had never even done that before. And now all of a sudden, I'm a 20-year-old kid standing in front of an F-4D with a 340 kiloton nuke on it. Another one sitting beside me, and they're running up to bomb Red China. Okay, I got everything shut down. I stopped it right there. That changed my life from that point on. I had basically faced the ultimate that anybody can face. With the nukes, how close that was, if those things went airborne, because there were spies there all the time from Red China, okay? If those nukes had went airborne, they would have had 20 kiloton, I think they were called Dongfeng missiles coming towards us. We would have crossed the straits at the same time they did, and they would have wiped us out and all the bases on Taiwan. Gone, all right? We were that close to it, okay? Nobody knows about that, all right? But the way things are in the world right now, with the nukes and everything that's going on in Russia and everything, I ended up getting a discharge from the service, and I had PTSD, but back in 1970, they didn't know what PTSD was. Yeah. So they thought I was schizophrenic, and I wasn't. I was just depressed and everything, and I ended up getting discharged, all right? And they told me never to have children, never to get married, because your life is screwed, basically. So I left my girlfriend in Washington, came up here, and I've been running around in the wilderness, doing this kind of stuff and not worried about my own life, doing pretty silly things sometimes. And so Nugget Creek fell into place for me. Okay. Well, since then, another thing happened where I started investigating my own brain and figuring out what happened. I started writing my memoirs, not only to figure out my own head of what happened to me after I faced that and stopped that at launch, but it's time for the world to know this, how close we are. One person can make a judgment call with a nuke that could be a worldwide nuclear holocaust. We were that close in 1970, and I was standing right there in front of that airplane. It was that close, and nobody knows anything about it. So this is the way to get it out.